The weight loss supplement market generated over $24 billion in revenue in 2024. Not one of the 7 brands on the Avoid side of this countdown funded that number by helping people lose weight. They funded it by selling the idea of losing weight. Today, we are ranking 11 weight loss supplement brands. 7 whose pricing relies on ingredients with no credible human evidence, proprietary blends hiding minimal doses, and marketing claims that have drawn federal scrutiny. And 4 where the research behind the formula actually reaches the label. Starting at number 7. Applied Nutrition Garcinia Cambogia retails between $15 and $25 for a 90-count bottle and rode the single most lucrative marketing wave in the supplement industry's recent history. A 2012 television appearance by a celebrity doctor called the active compound hydroxycitric acid derived from the Garcinia fruit rind, a revolutionary fat buster and magic ingredient. What that appearance did not mention was the clinical record. A meta-analysis of human trials found that Garcinia Cambogia produced an average of 0.88 kilograms of weight loss over the study period versus placebo, an effect researchers described as of no clinical importance. An independent ConsumerLab.com review of 13 Garcinia products found that 7 contained only 14 to 81% of the HCA listed on their labels, with 2 delivering less than 100 milligrams per day against a clinically studied dose of 900 to 5,500 milligrams. The FTC took action against Sale/LLC, one of the largest online retailers of pure Garcinia Cambogia, which agreed to pay more than $43 million to settle charges of unsubstantiated claims and fake celebrity endorsements. The verdict: a lab result sold at scale as a clinical result, with federal enforcement confirming the gap. Number 6, NatureWise CLA 1250 retails between $25 and $35 for 180 soft gels, and is one of the best-selling weight management supplements on Amazon. The active ingredient, conjugated linoleic acid from safflower oil, has more human clinical data behind it than most supplement ingredients in the category, which makes the actual findings more revealing, not less. A meta-analysis in the European Journal of Nutrition examining 7 long-term randomized controlled trials found CLA produced a mean weight loss difference versus placebo of negative 0.70 kilograms, approximately 1.5 pounds, over a minimum of 6 months. A 2023 systematic review in Nutrition Reviews concluded that CLA combined with exercise can lower body fat but does not reduce body weight. A separate human review flagged potential adverse effects on lipid profiles, specifically reductions in HDL cholesterol in some subjects. NatureWise discloses its safflower oil source and 8% standardization. The facility is CGMP certified. The product is cleanly made. What the label cannot resolve is that the ingredient's human evidence shows clinically negligible weight loss at the price of a real supplement commitment. The verdict: honest manufacturing wrapped around an effect size that does not justify a weight management claim. Number 5, Golo Release retails at $59.95 for 90 capsules and markets itself around insulin resistance as the root cause of weight gain. The Release formula is a proprietary blend of 7 plant extracts and 3 minerals, including banaba leaf extract, rhodiola root, salacia extract, chromium, zinc, and magnesium. The evidence base behind the formula is composed primarily of studies funded by Golo itself. No independent peer-reviewed clinical trial has been published on the specific Release formula in a controlled placebo comparison setting. A class action lawsuit filed in 2021 alleged Golo engaged in deceptive marketing by labeling Release as clinically proven without solid independent scientific backing and by implying it could treat disease through insulin resistance claims. In January 2024, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of California dismissed the lawsuit in Golo's favor. That dismissal did not validate Golo's clinical claims. It determined the legal standard for consumer harm was not met. The verdict: a self-funded evidence base sold as clinical proof at a price that requires independent verification it does not currently have. Number 4, Xantrex Black retails between $30 and $40 for 56 capsules and markets itself as an extreme high-energy fat burner for serious athletes. The active ingredient list is a 588 milligram proprietary blend combining caffeine anhydrous, yerba mate, guarana seed extract, kola nut, damiana, and green tea extract. The label acknowledges approximately 200 milligrams of caffeine per serving. Caffeine, yerba mate, guarana, and kola nut are 4 separate caffeine delivery mechanisms stacked into a single formula. No individual ingredient dose beyond the total stimulant estimate is disclosed. Independent reviewers who tested the Xantrex line reported the primary effect was an energy boost consistent with high caffeine intake, with no measurable fat loss over 30 days. No third-party independent certification appears on the label. The verdict: multiple caffeine sources inside an opaque proprietary blend, priced as though the blend is where the value lives. Number 3, Hydroxycut Pro Clinical retails at $20 to $30 for 72 capsules. As documented in previous coverage on this channel, Hydroxycut was subject to an FDA-mandated voluntary recall in 2009 after the agency received reports of 23 serious health problems linked to its products, including liver failure requiring transplantation and at least one death. The product was reformulated. The current Pro Clinical formula centers on C. Canaphora robusta green coffee extract, caffeine anhydrous, apple cider vinegar, and B vitamins. The company cites 2 studies showing the green coffee extract produced an average of 10.95 pounds of weight loss over 60 days versus 540 in the placebo group, with both groups following a low-calorie diet. The study did not isolate the extract as the driver versus the caloric deficit. Post-market case reports linking Hydroxycut products to liver-related events have continued to appear in the medical literature after the 2009 reformulation, per the NIH LiverTox database. No independent third-party certification appears on the current label. The verdict: a reformulated product selling under a brand whose regulatory history the label does not disclose. Number 2, FenQ retails at $79.99 for a 30-day supply and markets a 5-mechanism approach to weight loss. The formula contains 150 milligrams of caffeine, 100 milligrams of Capsimax cayenne extract, 40 micrograms of chromium picolinate, 25 milligrams of alpha-lacese reset, 20 milligrams of nopal cactus, and 150 milligrams of L-carnitine fumarate. Clinical studies on alpha-lipoic acid, the primary component of alpha-lacese reset, use 300 to 600 milligrams per day. FenQ contains 25 milligrams. Meaningful appetite suppression from fiber requires gram-level intake. FenQ's nopal dose is 20 milligrams. Registered dietitians reviewing the formula for Barbend rated the formulation 2 out of 5, specifically citing the proprietary blend structure concealing individual doses and the gap between those doses and the study's FenQ cites on its own website. The primary functional ingredient at any dose that matches its supporting research is the 150 milligrams of caffeine. The verdict: premium pricing for 5 mechanisms, 4 of which are dosed below the research that justifies listing them. And in first place on the avoid side, Lipozene retails at $30 to $50 for a 60-capsule supply and advertises weight loss without diet or exercise through television commercials. The active ingredient is glucomannan fiber at 1,500 milligrams per 2 capsules serving. Glucomannan does have genuine clinical support as an appetite management tool through its mechanism of expanding in the stomach and promoting satiety. The FTC took enforcement action against Lipozene's parent company, Obesity Research Institute, in 2005, resulting in a $1.5 million settlement and a permanent prohibition on making certain unsubstantiated weight loss claims. A subsequent investigation by Truth in Advertising found the company was violating that 2005 consent order by continuing to claim users could lose substantial weight without changing diet or exercise, and filed a formal complaint with the FTC. The active ingredient itself is konjac glucomannan flour, available from raw ingredient suppliers for approximately 0.05 cents per gram. The appetite support mechanism is real. The price is not explained by the ingredient. The verdict: a legitimate fiber supplement with documented appetite support activity, built on a marketing platform the FTC has sanctioned twice. Now the 4 brands that earn their price. In fourth place, Thorne Berberine 500 retails at $28 to $36 for 60 capsules delivering 500 milligrams of berberine hydrochloride per capsule. Thorne manufactures in an NSF-certified facility and publishes third-party testing results verifiable through the NSF public database. The berberine evidence base in human trials is among the most robust in the non-prescription weight loss category. A systematic review and meta-analysis found berberine supplementation produced a statistically significant reduction in body weight of negative 2.07 kilograms versus placebo. A 2024 clinical trial in JAMA Network Open found significant reductions in visceral adipose tissue in obese subjects. The clinically effective dose across the literature is 1,500 milligrams daily as 500 milligrams 3 times per day. Thorne's capsule matches that structure exactly. The ingredient is fully disclosed on a transparent label with no proprietary blend. The verdict: a clinically studied compound at the dose the research uses in a third-party verified product. Third place, Ali, the OTC brand of Orlistat at 60 milligrams per capsule, holds a distinction no other product in either this countdown or the previous fat burner video can claim. It is the only non-prescription weight loss supplement that earned FDA approval through a rigorous safety and efficacy review. Orlistat has been studied in more than 100 controlled clinical trials, with 25 million patient treatments recorded since the prescription version, Xenical, launched in 1999. The mechanism is verified. Orlistat inhibits pancreatic lipase, preventing approximately 25% of consumed fat from being absorbed. Clinical trials show Orlistat users lose an average of 2.9 to 3.4 kilograms more than placebo over 12 months when combined with a reduced calorie diet. The side effects, including oily stools and increased bowel frequency, are well documented and precisely what a drug working as advertised would produce. Olly retails at $60 to $70 for a 120 capsule supply. The verdict: the only OTC weight loss supplement built on the same approval pathway as a prescription drug, with more than 25 years of clinical documentation behind it. Second place, Jacked Factory Burn XT retails at $28 to $35 for 60 capsules with a fully transparent label and 0 proprietary blends. Each 2-capsule serving contains 700 milligrams of acetyl L-carnitine HCl, 450 milligrams of green tea extract standardized to 45% EGCG, 270 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous, 50 milligrams of Capsimax cayenne extract, and 5 milligrams of bioperine. The EGCG standardization is disclosed on the label, a detail most green tea-containing products omit. The formula was included in a 2022 clinical study on thermogenic supplementation, uncommon at this price point. Manufacturing is CGMP certified. At roughly 0.48 cents per capsule, the cost-to-transparency ratio is not matched by any proprietary blend product in the same price range. The verdict: a fully disclosed, research-referenced formula at a price that makes every hidden blend competitor difficult to justify. And in first place, Legion Phoenix Stim-Free delivers the most complete convergence of evidence-based dosing, third-party verification, and label transparency in the category. At $49.99 for 30 servings, every ingredient and its exact dose is disclosed with no proprietary blends. The formula contains 300 milligrams of Ervinia Agave 131 African mango seed extract at the dose used in peer-reviewed trials, showing reductions in body weight and waist circumference, 500 milligrams of green tea extract standardized for EGCG content, 30 milligrams of grains of paradise extract at the dose used in studies showing increased energy expenditure and reduced visceral fat, and 100 milligrams of 5-HTP, consistent with appetite suppression research. Every ingredient is linked to a peer-reviewed study on Legion's website with the study dose compared to the formula dose. The product is manufactured in an NSF-certified, FDA-inspected facility and tested by an ISO 17025 accredited laboratory with certificates of analysis published publicly. Across all 11 brands, the pattern holds without exception. The weight loss supplement industry does not reward clinical rigor. It rewards marketing reach. Products with no human evidence outsell products with published meta-analyses. The 4 brands on the recommended side have nothing to hide on their labels. The 7 brands on the avoid side are counting on the fact that most buyers never look.